Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another Dark Avenger comic book review at midnight.
At midnight. Indeed.
And we are talking about the books that were released on
May 10, 2017. And this is episode number... What? You going to say it?
392.
Yep. And that means there are...
I have nothing bad to say about this 8. It actually looks good.
Oh, gee, thank you. For once you...
Except you printed it wrong. It should be this way.
Wow! Are you kidding me? Now, I told you before we went live, I tried to get it in the middle.
Should have printed it this way. So, as perfect as it is, it's wrong. Oh, there's Larry. We got Rebel Comics in the comments. We are doing this live as always. It is midnight here in Brooklyn. We are tired. We have
Lots of books.
a lot of books. Unfortunately, I'm kind of sad to report that we don't have that many indies this week.
Well,
it looks
we
like
don't have an indie for physical. We have it for digital.
Yeah, I don't have that many independents, and that's kind of sad because I always enjoy reading a couple of independent books. Nick Lovett, what's going on, man? And I see a lot of DC. I see a handful of Marvel. Marvel just announced, by the way, if you missed out on the live show, I was on Larry's channel, Rebel Comics. We were talking Celestial Falcon comics and whatnot. You guys know how much I love talking comics. Larry basically was going to tell me to shut up because I was talking too much on the show. It was an awesome show.
I can hear you from the
Branch
kitchen.
and I had a lot of fun. I would definitely say if you guys want to go check that video out, it was fun. And then if you haven't subscribed to Larry yet, subscribe.
Yes.
What are you doing? Subscribe. But anyway, we have a nice amount of books this week. Very few disappointments, but there were disappointments.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to get through these, and then we're going to go to bed.
Oh, we're going to get 5 hours.
And if you're watching this on my channel and it's towards the end of June, you're not watching this at 12 a.m. You're watching it at 12 in the afternoon. Lucky you. So here we go. And we got Spartan in the comments.
All right, so we're going to start with a comic that was released, or was it?
No, it was released before.
All right, so this was not released on May 10th. And that is from our good friend, Danson. And that's Sorority of Power, issue number 12.
ArgoComics.com, ARGO Comics.com, and you can get this book for yourself.
Yes, and let me tell you.
And my Argo 5 is coming soon, and it's coming in dose.
Too, yeah.
In dose.
Yes. But actually, reading Sorority of Power, I got this through rather quickly. Really.
I read it myself
Like,
at that time.
The story was about this new villain who is known as Killarg, or Killarg, however you say it, or something like that. Stop criticizing about my thing, thank you. And he's basically terrorizing everybody, and Sorority of Power are trying to go after him, and they're also doing their little foundation fundraising, I believe, for that. So I can't remember what her name was. The green muscular one. Wow, why can't I remember? Well, basically, they had a fight scene with each other, and
Dan would be very upset with you.
no, like I'm just saying, like it was a really interesting issue, and the pinups also, I must say, I always love looking at the pinups, and there was some really good ones, some giggity goose stuff over there as well. I mean, you can't go without a Sorority of Power review without saying that. But I still give it 5 giggity goose stars. It was a really awesome read, and something that you'll definitely...
Larry Lawhorn in the house!
And something you'll definitely want to...
What the heck is wrong with you people? Don't you sleep? We're the ones that's supposed to stay up late.
Yeah, but it was a really great fight, and a really awesome book that all of you should read.
Black Cloud issue number 2. I'm done reading Black Cloud.
These are books that came out this week, by the way.
Yes, we are now in the books this week. I don't know. I really... I know everybody on Frontline was already done with Black Cloud after issue 1. I had to try one more issue. Didn't hold me. The mayor's son is trapped in Dream World. There's somebody who's looking for this woman, and he doesn't look like he wants to kill her. He just wants to talk. No. No. I would definitely say try it. I would not recommend not to try it, but I'm officially done with it. And unfortunately, that's my only, and this is sad, my only independent book this week. That's impossible, man. I'm going to double check and see if any of my other indies. Can you go ahead? I'm going to check because there is something wrong here.
Starting with my books, let's start with John Carter, The End, issue number 4. I think either if this book's not ending soon, I'm going to drop it because seriously, I just cannot stand the artwork in this comic book. And the story is kind of dragging out a little bit. Like, we have John Carter that reunited with his son. And he's saying about the whole, I'm sorry for what I did to you, but was out of furious and everything. And he actually forgave him. I thought there was going to be a part where he would have revenge on him, but it actually turned out well as I thought it would. And then we have Deja Torres, who gets a little bit involved with this as well.
That's why. I'm sorry. Let me interrupt you a second. We did get. It's only 9:20 p.m. where I live. Lucky you, Larry. We did not review, or we didn't read any to review as far as the free comic book day books, which would add one or two that I'm noticing to our list, and we didn't get the ones from Midtown yet. Keep going. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, but it's just that there's like a big war coming on, and the story felt really dragged. So I really don't know if the next issue doesn't hold me. I might as well drop it. Only if it's ongoing. If there's like maybe 1 or 2 issues, maybe I'll stick around. But I don't know about this book, guys. It's just the artwork too. I can't.
Oh, and that's right. The crossover between DC and IDW technically counts as an independent. I forgot about those two. They're in my DC pile, guys. I do have 2 books from IDW. Apparently, it was released from IDW, but I accidentally stuck it with DC. So we're going to keep it in that order.
But going to something much better, and I did review this on Comic Frontline, by the way. I only did 1 book this week. Ghostbusters Funko Universe One Shot. And since I do reviews of Ghostbusters, I thought of checking this out. And they're all in the their Funko form from the Funko figures and stuff like that. And it was really interesting about the ninja and samurai demonic demonic beings that were in this book. They were known as the Four Masters. The Ghostbusters go after them, and they were really hard to defeat. So they had to find every which way of how to defeat them. And if you want to find out how, you can check it out on Comic Frontline, where I said how they
sad. I'm on the last part of the list here. Shout out to All New Fathom. Awesome artwork. But I have not 1 book for me. That's sad.
But it's an enjoyable read. I mean, if you're Ghostbusters and if you like Funko figures and everything, then this is the book for you. But it's really recommended, and I'd say check it out. Red Sonja One Shot. This is The Long Walk to Oblivion. And in Red Sonja, in this book, it's titled that because there's someone that came with a message for Red Sonja to use her sword against, and this is another demon. Why do we keep reading about demons and stuff?
I don't know. I want to know why I can't find any books that were mine.
I don't know, but anyway, she has to go find this demon that is controlled by Kulin Gat, however you say.
Oh shoot! Shout out to Tank Girl, World War Tank Girl #2. That was another awesome book. I read it last week.
Man, what's going on?
I forgot to leave it in my folder. But I'm not reviewing it, so I'm just shouting it out. It was a good book. Because I'm not reviewing it, that's why I didn't put a picture in the folder.
Yeah, so she makes this long journey to let them use the sword, but she needs to know where this demonic entity is. So she goes to it and fights off against it. And it was I really love the artwork in this book. The artwork was really good. Red Sonja books have amazing artwork. And
what's up, Jeremy Renfro? Love Volume 1 of Red Hood and the Outlaws, and this Lobdell at his best. We'll get to that.
Yes. But
look at Mike's upside down.
I would recommend.
I threw it, finally. I forgot to do that.
I would recommend you check this out before I give this boy a long walk to Oblivion.
Oh, I'm interested in seeing what. Okay.
Yeah.
No interested.
This one?
Yes.
Yes. A new Valiant book, issue number 1, Eternal Warrior Awakening. And this, I believe, is written by Rob Vendetti, if I could see there. Yup, it's by Rob Vendetti. Yes, so you guys know Rob Vendetti's my favorite.
Rob Vendetti
writer.
does Green Lanterns. What's
Yes,
up?
he does.
SM down H9.
Yep, and Renfro.
I said.
Oh yeah, you said Renfro, right? I forgot. So in this book, we have Gillid, who has his origin story, and his origin story is actually really accurate about how he got the axe, and it's first a dream that he had of when he was killed.
I'm raising my hand to answer the comment.
When he was killed, actually, and after he was killed, he goes after the guy in revenge of killing him. And he's like saying, "But no, you're dead. Like, how are you still alive?" And with that axe, he just decapitated him and all that. So now, I forgot who the other person that was with him. That woman, she had like a long name. She's from the Geomancer. I can't remember, but we'll just say that. And there's like a war that's going on, and with the Eternal Warrior that's with the war, it looks like it's going to be a really great issue.
Yeah.
So I'm really going to read more of that. And finally, from my pile, Day of the Dead, issue number 4. I believe there's only 2 more parts left until we conclude the Day of the Dead.
Oh, thank you.
Why is it? There we go.
Hot cover.
Yeah, that is actually a hot cover. But going into this book, it's really about her talking with Talisman, and we get a little bit more information about Talisman, about how the father wasn't really as much of a great role model to him as the mother. The mother adored her son and all that stuff. And then we get more of a insight of these dead girls that she was looking for, because there was like this whole investigation that they were going to go to find, and they actually do find them, but the ending part, I can't give that away. That's something you guys have definitely got to read, because the ending is definitely something that is going to really be shocking, though, because it's just wow. Now we're going to get to your book, or are you falling asleep on me? Wake up.
What do you mean my book? You gotta go.
Oh,
we're done with Independence.
Yeah,
next.
that's big 2. That's
Right.
it. 'Cause you don't have any.
I know, but you took it off, and I'm like, why are you doing that?
Oh, well, I was saving battery.
New Superman issue number 11. I really enjoyed this issue. I enjoy that Keenan is accessing his powers, and he can access them one bit at a time. By using his focus and by meditating, and he's able to access his super speed in this book. And I like how they actually, and I didn't realize this until they made mention of it, the Flash from China was actually in the Flash comics. It's the girl who couldn't control her speed at first, and the Flash helped her control it, and then he allowed her to keep it. She's the Flash from China. So I like how they have that little connection there. But anyway, Keenan gets his super speed, and they have a epic race, as they always do, until this group, the group of, oh God, I forgot what they were, who they were, the white something of China, resurrect this evil wizard that's connected to the Wonder Woman of China, and they inject Doomsday virus into him. So he's this big Doomsday mutant turtle, and they have to fight him.
Wow.
And I enjoyed this issue a lot. I also enjoy that this is going to be the new Superman, and because the Justice League of China cannot deal with the wizard the way that the head of China wanted, they released Superman Zeros. Yes, there was another Superman. Chris, you need to...
Oh, delete. Hey, you be like Matt Hardy.
The hair to make... Wait, you need to delete part.
Yeah, part of this hair and then make it white like Matt Hardy.
Oh, I get what you mean. Hell no, I ain't gonna do what Matt Hardy does. That's Matt Hardy's thing.
Well, then that means I'm Jeff Hardy. It's your turn.
All right, I had to try this because it's connected to Secret Empire, and obviously this book is going to end after Secret Empire, or it'll get renumbered again. Secret Warriors issue number 1. Quake is the main here, and it shows a before Secret Empire started and after, and it showed that Captain America. You can't find Superman 11 anywhere. New Superman 11? I'm surprised, Larry. It should be accessible. But anyway, I lost my train of thought. Quake goes rogue because Captain America sent her team on basically a suicide run. And this was as Secret Empire was happening. And now Cap wants Quake to come in because Hydra is leading the, is leading S.H.I.E.L.D. now. And Quake is basically a fugitive on the run because she's MIA. Or AWOL, actually. And what happens is Quake is trying to free Inhumans from the jail that was put together by Hydra. However, she's looking for one person specifically, and she teams up with Devil Dinosaur and oh god, I forgot the girl's name. Brant would know if he was here. And Miss Marvel. They team up. We find out it's Karnak that they're trying to free. And Karnak doesn't want to go with them, but then he sees that Moon Girl is with Quake, and he's like, maybe I will team up with you. And that was kind of a very weird, creepy old guy going with the team now because there's this young girl on it that he likes.
Huh.
I don't know. That was very convenient that he's like, oh, Moon Girl's with you? Maybe I'll tag along. And she's like, you're weird. And he's like, I know. And I'm like, what book are you reading? That's what I said.
How?
I don't know, but I'm being honest with you guys. If I end up reading issue 2 before the review, I'll review it. If I don't, I won't be sad if I miss reviewing it. Weapon X issue number 3. Domino is the new target for the 2 androids, and you got Old Man Logan and Sabretooth stalking the robots to catch them. Chris, the Incan Ghost Dance. Does the Incan Ghost Dance?
The hell is that?
I get it. Alan says does the Incan Ghost Dance. What's up, Alan? Welcome to the show in the comments. But yeah, so Domino's the target. Logan and Sabretooth end up saving her. The 2 androids self-destruct. Long story short, they noticed they need more than just mutant genes, so now their next target is the Totally Awesome Hulk. And guess what? The next part of the story takes place in Totally Awesome Hulk issue 19. The crossover begins, and Weapon X literally is only in its 3rd issue, and it's already crossing over. Why do I get the feeling that Weapon X after this story arc alone is going to be done? Incan Ghost Dance, Mike, is an Indian dance that my ancestors used to do to celebrate.
Okay.
But Weapon X is interesting, I will say that, but I think it's going to be the first. The second book canceled. I think Iceman will be the first. I think Weapon X will be right behind it. I think Astonishing X-Men is going to do what Weapon X should have done. But I'll still read it till the end.
Okay. And one book that I have digitally is Deadpool issue number 30.
It's Deadpool.
It's I don't know what to say about this book. First of all, this book was a long issue.
How long was it?
I'm gonna tell you what the whole book was about in less sentences than the whole book itself.
Well, I would hope so if it was a long
There's this important weapon that Deadpool's looking for, and he's trying to find out where it is. So the other person is telling him it's at nowhere. Knowhere.
Yeah,
and
space.
Right. And then he's thinking it's N-O, like nowhere, and then all this other stuff, and then he kills the alien. Then when the guy tells him from Atsid and everything, he's like, oh, that nowhere. I'm like, the whole story of looking for the weapon and everything was beyond pointless. What the hell was I reading?
Deadpool.
I know that's the book I was reading. Like, between this and John Carter, stay tuned tomorrow for Frontline Live, which will be 9:30 Eastern Standard Time.
9:30, 10 o'clock.
Around then. And one of those two are going to be my worst books, because I'm going to have to really think about one of those two.
Oh, I can tell you right now, I know what my worst book is going to be.
Well, we'll wait for that tomorrow night. But for that alone, Deadpool
I don't think
30.
it's going to surprise anybody once we get to it.
But Deadpool 30 is just there. And now we are going into the physical piles of the big two. And I saw that.
This is it. Amazing Spider-Man 27, which finally has brought me to the conclusion that I might actually be dropping Amazing Spider-Man. I mean, I was on Justin's live show this week, and he was doing cuts. And I look at my books, and I know that when Marvel starts up again, I'm going to be having to make choices on what's physical, what's digital, what's not going to be read, what's going to be reviewed, what isn't going to be reviewed. And Peter Parker's Spectacular Spider-Man is coming out next month. We've got Renew Your Vows, which is actually in this pile. And then we got this. So Spider-Man, we find out what happened to Silver Sable, why she isn't dead. We also find out that Spider-Man has an arsenal. Basically, Spider-Man is Tony Stark. And it just, first of all, Norman Osborn had a facelift. And I got to agree with Mike Spider-Slayer here. It's like the Joker. So basically, Norman Osborn has Jokered his face. And now his goal is to destroy Spider-Man, of course. You got S.H.I.E.L.D. that has Peter Parker and Parker Industries, public enemy number 1. Bobby quits S.H.I.E.L.D. and takes a few people with her. Obviously, this is all happening before Secret Empire. The next story arc involves Secret Empire. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention in Secret Warriors, Coulson is missing, if this matters to anybody from S.H.I.E.L.D. So, Spider-Man and the others are fighting a bunch of goblins, and we find out that Norman's plan is to shoot this gigantic missile somewhere, I believe, into the country, and it's going to turn all of the people into goblins, and it's up to Spider-Man to stop them. Why do I care about this story arc? Tell me, why do I care about this story arc? I mean, this doesn't feel like a Norman Osborn Spider-Man thing. It doesn't. Why does his face look like he had a fight with a blender? Because that's exactly what happened apparently in this book. And I and Mike can be brother Mikey.
Oh.
No. There is no brother Nero. There is no Hardys in this house. Why can't you go in your book? Thank you.
Well, I did jump.
You did. I as much as I love Alex Ross's work on these covers, and yes, it is cover price. I could read this digitally. I truly could, and save the space in my boxes, save the space in my everything, and just save it online, because that's where everything stays on Comixology. I don't know if this is going to be the end for Amazing Spider-Man and me. I really don't. But I can tell you guys, I'm at my breaking point with Amazing Spider-Man. This story, especially because I paid $10. Well, I didn't pay $10. I paid $5 because I bought it from DCBS. But the fact is, Marvel charged $10 for the first part of this story arc, and I'm still 3 parts in. I could give 2 craps about it. That's bad. That is so bad.
That's bad.
It's so bad because I'm telling you that Tevye was right. Tevye was right. How the hell was Tevye right?
I don't know, but that's the first I've ever heard you say that. I must be dreaming.
Old Man Logan issue number 23. I reviewed this for Frontline. It finally breaks the mold, and Logan actually is able to kind of interfere with things as he's jumping through time. He tries to tell Bobby where he's being held, but it makes no sense because it's a huge plot hole, because that Iceman is from an alternate world where he killed Iceman. So if the Bobby Iceman from the Marvel Prime world was to somehow remember that, there's a huge plot hole with Old Man Logan's book then. And basically, long story short, we do get to see, oh God, I was going to call him Mephisto. I forgot his name. I want to show you guys some artwork anyway.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the Twilight Zone. Chris said Tevye was right. I repeat, we are in the Twilight Zone. Alan said.
I'm sorry, we must be.
Sorry, I had to. I couldn't. I just couldn't.
I cannot remember this man's name. And I'm losing interest. Asmodeus. We get to see him again at the very beginning of the book. And then the big cliffhanger, Old Man Logan ends up in the time where the X-Men are dead, but his family's back. So he breaks the medallion and says, I'm home. How many of you, I know that the next issue is going to give me massive, massive feels. Because we all know Old Man Logan's coming back. And it's going to hurt. But while we're in Marvel Prime, we do have all new Wolverine issue number. The glare for this plastic is terrible. These plastics are tight. All new Wolverine issue number 20. So Laura was the dying words.
You need to get a glass of water.
I might.
I'm going to go get you a glass of water.
No, I'm all right. Laura was the dying words on this alien girl's. They were her dying words, her dying last words. And all the smartest people in the world are trying to figure out how to cure this disease and why this girl mentioned Laura's name. And even Laura is kind of perplexed because she's never seen it before in her life. But the virus is all over Laura, but her body is fighting it, and it's kind of acting like a magnet. He's joking because Tevye is right. Exactly. That's probably why I'm dying. So Gabby, of course, sneaks on to Roosevelt Island, which is being barred off by S.H.I.E.L.D., and she wants to help Laura. And then this group of AIM agents end up stealing the alien girl's body to try to get some information because they're dying too. And they get nothing. So the scientist who's like, we quit AIM a long time ago, back when AIM was bought out by somebody else. And they're like, maybe you have something. And they start examining Laura's body. And
what's up, Ryan?
Ryan's in the comment. Dude, past your bedtime. So it turns out that somehow the virus is attracted to Laura. And if she touches people with the virus, apparently the virus attaches to her and people are cured. So it's going to be interesting to see how Laura takes the virus away from everybody and then how she's going to survive. Or if the virus will always be a part of her, who knows. But this is a very interesting story arc. I'm liking it. I'm tired. Way past my bedtime. I know the feeling. Mine too. I'm exhausted, but I'm talking about books. I've got so many books to go still. So now we're getting into the good Spider-Man book. Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows, issue number 7. Magneto and Emma Frost teaming up to, of course, defend mutant kind and destroy everything else. So Spider-Man and Logan somehow survive a psionic attack from a mutant. I love the artwork in this book. I can't say enough about the artwork in this book as well. And you got Mary Jane and Cyclops fighting the Blob. We get more info on why Cyclops and Jean broke up. We also have, we find out why Jubilee kind of betrayed the X-Men. Because she kind of is angry at Professor Xavier for letting a lot happen and nothing ever changing, that the world still hates mutants. We have some beautiful artwork. Ryan Stegman artwork, everybody.
Ryan Stegman.
It's Ryan Stegman. And Justin, you should not have dropped Old Man Logan because Diodato's artwork looks amazing. I had to say that. and I will get water once I'm done reading a million different books.
Are you sure you don't want me to get it now?
You can grab me the soda.
Maybe that's the best.
So Spiderling ends up tricking Jubilee, and Shine actually gets them an escape route. And speak of the person long enough, and there he is. What's up, Tevia?
Oh,
So
wow.
Spiderling ends up fighting Jubilee, and the X-Men, or the X-Men end up, or I'm sorry, Mary Jane ends up taking down Magneto and Emma Frost, who apparently is controlling Magneto, and saving the day. Jubilee ends up going to jail, but they're like, oh, but she'll be back, you know. Xavier will forgive her, and all will be well in the world. And then, of course, you got Liz Allen, who is not happy that her son is obsessing over Spiderling, and now has Venom Goop that she's going to be using possibly on Mary Jane. I don't know. I just get that feeling when I see the next cover. Because apparently the Regent costume is really tapping deep into Peter's powers, and it hurts a lot. And I am taking a 2-second to breathe. Man, Michael, you are so lucky.
I mean,
I have more books to read before we get to Michael.
Well, you said you want more books.
X-Men Blue number 3, Bastion. It's after Star Trek.
No.
After Supergirl. After Wonder
Woman.
So we find out that Bastion actually has reprogrammed a bunch of Sentinels to protect mutant kind. And basically, Master Mold, I thought his name was it is Bastion. Master Mold is saving mutant kind, and the X-Men aren't believing it. They're like, there's something more here. There's something up. There's something wrong. And then Jean finally asks, so what are you really, why are you really helping mutant kind? He's like, I thought it was obvious. I want to save mutant kind so that I can destroy them. And that's where the X-Men start fighting back. And he's like, but we're trying to save you. And then he's like, you know what? We're not going to fight. I'm just going to leave. And he teleports away with his armada of Sentinels. And they end up going home. And there's a wonderful Jean and Scott moment at the end of this book that made me very happy. But at the same time, you have Jean kind of questioning, you know, we're working for Magneto. And is that kind of changing us? Or, you know, we got to deal with Magneto. So what's going to happen when we have to fight him? Moving into DC. The last Hanna-Barbera book I've been reading, the only one I've been getting physically, and it's over. Future Quest, issue number 12, which I'm hoping will open the door up to maybe there being a Space Ghost book or a Johnny Quest book. I will be very happy for either one of those. But it is the final fight against Omicron, and you got everybody pulling out all the stops all the way through, so much that Johnny and Haji actually end up taking over the helmet control. Magneto too easy to deal with. Wooden gun. Exactly, Alan. It's true. It's true. So everybody ends up fighting against Omicron. They end up defeating Omicron. No surprise. I mean, that's really not a spoiler at this point. It's the last part of the miniseries. And this could have gone only one of two ways. The world ended or Omicron ended. And Omicron ended. Everybody has this wonderful, yay, we won victory. Mytor brings everybody home. We find out that the Herculoids have a new member of their family. Blip actually survived, but not Blip, Glorp. I'm saying stupid names right now. Glop. Glop survived. And all is right again. I love this last page, this last panel so much. It's not even funny how much I love that panel. But it was a great ending to a great book. If you have not read Future Quest, get the trade paperback with all 12 issues. You will not be sorry. especially if you are a fan of the Hanna-Barbera line. I was very happy with it. The grand finale to Batman TMNT is issue 6. And guess what? I was right. It takes place years later. Dick Grayson is no longer Robin. He is Nightwing. And Tim Drake has now taken over as Robin. And I love when the Turtles show up because apparently the Utrum army actually invades Gotham this time. I love how they're like, dude, love the new younger Robin. And then Dick shows up as Nightwing and they call him like older Robin, which I thought was really cool. And you can tell Donatello was not too happy about Nightwing because Donatello has a turtle crush on Batgirl. So that was a nice moment right there. For those of you that are fans of the animated Turtle or Batman series, you're going to love this book. I totally did. And it ended on such a really, really, really nice note. And it took us through all of the Batman, the animated series timelines where first Dick was young, then Dick was old, now Dick was Nightwing, and now the series is over. Variant cover. Really nice.
Oh my gosh.
I know it's just not going away, and I'm trying to work my way through it. I'm tired, and and my voice is fighting me.
You're tired.
All this for you guys. All this for everybody watching this live, and everybody who's going to watch this post live, and everybody who's going to watch this on my channel a month from now. Star Trek Green Lantern, Strange Worlds, issue 6 of 6, the grand finale to Star Trek Green Lantern. And a promise to a possible next volume. And I would like to mention I might be checking out Saucer State because I love alien comics. So, Kirk is now Green Lantern. Kirk is fighting Khan and Sinestro. The Green Lanterns are back on Oa. Guess what? It turns out Carol's power, by the way, is powered by love. So love gives her the ability to basically cover the Enterprise in her Star Sapphire aura, and now that the Enterprise is basically indestructible, and they're fighting everybody in space. You've got Kirk fighting Khan. The other Green Lanterns recharge their batteries, and they fight Sinestro. Khan is knocked out. Sinestro disappears. He goes into some type of a temporal. I forget where he's going. Where did they mention he's going? They mentioned it. The antimatter universe. Gantha, who says you're wearing our symbol, but we don't know you. Hal Jordan's like, we have a lot to tell you guys. We're from an alternate world. Yay. And then we get the biggest hint of all. Hal Jordan's like, I need to let you know about, there's one, I recognize there's one solar system you did not check out. This was written for Jay and me. And it has a big red sun. Krypton. Superman. If there's a volume 3, I better see Krypton. Oh man, what a way to put an ending to this book. It was great. This was a fun series. And Green Lantern right now, by the way, this week also, Green Lantern, Planet of the Apes from Boom Studios dropped. Another good series, but I'm reading this one, so I didn't have the chance to. I didn't want to read too many crossover Green Lantern books, so I kind of chose not to review it. I am an issue behind with that, and I am liking that series a lot. So definitely check out Planet of the Apes Green Lanterns as well. Poor Hal and the Green Lanterns, they're all over the multiverse and all over different companies. Supergirl issue 9. So Supergirl, Star Labs does a test day for her the Phantom Zone energy converter. Basically, it takes all the energy from the Phantom Zone, and it's basically clean energy. No more gas or anything else. No more harmful, wasteful materials. And then they get attacked by Magog. How long has it been since I've seen Magog? It has been a hot minute since we've seen Magog. But anyway, his past is still fine. And you got Batgirl who shows up to help fight Magog with Supergirl. And what happens is, one of Supergirl's friends he throws his spear at the Phantom Zone projector, and it ends up sucking in Ben. So now Ben is stuck in the Phantom Zone. Supergirl and Batgirl fight Magog and take him down. Supergirl's worried about her friend Ben, who was sucked into the Phantom Zone. Batgirl goes jumping in after him. Supergirl's ready to go, and I love how Director Chase shows up as Supergirl's about to jump. She's like, "Don't do it. I have a team. We can put them together. We'll all go. You can go in there with a team." She's like, "Nope, got no time." Jumps into the Phantom Zone. Magog disappears, and now Supergirl, Ben, and Batgirl are stuck in the Phantom Zone. And who is the head of the Phantom Zone? I must say, I'm very happy with these statues. I won't buy any of them, but they look nice. But the Phantom King himself. This is going to be an interesting story. I am only holding on to Supergirl because I know she's going to play a role in the fight against Mr. Oz. And I believe there will be a crossover with Emerald Empress and Superman again soon. So I'm going to hold on to that. The weaker of the two stories right now with Wonder Woman issue 22. We are on God Watch. Victoria, oh God, her last name left me completely, and I just ruined that cover, but that's okay. I have extra covers. Oh, Veronica Cale. There's a for charity convention, and the winner of the donations gets to spend a day, night, whatever, with Wonder Woman. And of course, Veronica Cale is going to be there because she needs to do some recons. They got Bruce Wayne and Lex Luthor fighting to get Wonder Woman. And then here comes Veronica Cale holding a 529, by the way. 529. This is the artist saying we know about the 529 universe. Don't say that name. But yeah, she's holding 529. She's holding the universe, my universe, in the palm of her hand. But anyway, and she wins the bet. She gets a night out with Wonder Woman, and she uses that to basically learn about. Oh, there's a tournament. I was about to say I saw Street Fighter. I thought there was going to be another comic. And she finds out, and she just goes out on this like little date with her, and they go out, and she's like, "I'm being followed by these guys. I don't want I want them alive. Will you fight them and protect me?" Wonder Woman fights them, and it turns out it's a big reconnaissance to actually learn how Wonder Woman fights. And those people go to jail. She thanks Veronica for a wonderful night. And then she comes back and says, when I told you I knew all about you, I wasn't kidding. I know what you did to my friend. You know her as Cheetah now. And I'm going to be keeping a close eye on you. To be concluded, but this is the past story. We are in the present right now. I'm going to put this back in the bed. I'm going to try to put this back in the bed cover for now. There we go. This is the weaker of the two. I'm going to be sticking with Wonder Woman until Greg Rucka's run is over. And then I will be probably moving Wonder Woman to a digital or possible drop. This will be around the time Marvel Legends starts. Don't say which name, Alan. Now, thank you, God. Michael's turn. I can rest.
You're welcome. Justice League of America, issue number 6. This is the beginning story arc of Heart of
Bastard. That's Bastard in. Basically, it's Bastard in. Oh, what you call it?
German.
No, the way Lobo talks.
Ooh. Yeah.
What's that?
It's a Wonder Woman narrative.
Ooh, I might get that Wonder Woman DVD. It comes out on May 16th. Wonder Woman DVD, everybody. Just didn't read this book, so didn't know the advertisement. Michael and I will probably be buying that for the whole video because I love me some animated DC movies. What movie is that?
Wonder Woman.
We'll find out when we get it.
All right, so starts off in Pennsylvania where Adam is talking to Agnes, who wants to take over the whole town, while Ray and the other Justice Leagues are taking care of other people. And Lobo is most of the focal point of this, and he's asking Ray to cut out his heart. And the reason, why he asks that, as we read a little bit further, he just wants him to regenerate and stuff like that. So he's just saying, to give me a best. So he does that, which is why the cover showed, of that. And as you read on, he's actually not dead. He is still alive. I mean,
he has Wolverine capabilities. I'm
right.
get something.
I mean, like in the game Injustice, the DLC, they don't call him the main man for nothing. For that. I mean, I like how he does that motorcycle at the end. But what was that? Okay, heard some. Anyway, so Agnes is having a really intense fight scene with Lobo, and then Adam comes in to give him a all that as a fight, and they manage to take him down and everything. But now Killer Frost, or Frost, I should say, is actually finding a something that could help her out, like a cure of some type for us.
Oh wow!
So that's actually going to be really something interesting that I'll be looking into reading of seeing what that cure might be.
And now you need to go. Somebody wants you in the other room.
Oh, well here.
I most certainly will. Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern. Now let's see. Veronica, that's my ex's name. I'm sorry, but Veronica Cale technically is the character. I apologize, ma'am, but 2 more issues of each for Wonder Woman, and you'll never have to hear the word Veronica again, we hope. God, please. Unless the movie. So, Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps. We find out where these green constructs of Hal Jordan come from. Turns out that when Hal Jordan created his own ring, he left the gauntlet, Krona's gauntlet, behind in Sector 526. And guess what? Sarko knew this because he's from the future. And movie release. It's a 2009. Oh, it's the 2009 Wonder Woman animated movie. Good, I didn't get that, so I'll get the re-release of it instead. Nice. So then I will officially have almost every... No, still got to get 2 more. But anyway, so Sarko actually found the gauntlet and was using the powers, and that's why the Green Lanterns can't fight the constructs that are attacking Mogo. And basically, Hal Jordan decides he's going to go back where his gauntlet is and stop Sarko, and of course, Rip is going with him. And you got Kyle and Saranic who are actually protecting the people that are in the hospital, and the rest are Guy Gardner and John are fighting against these constructs. And what happens is when Hal Jordan leaves, they basically surrender. And we find out that the gauntlet, Sarko is not using the gauntlet, that the gauntlet actually, because it was so connected to Hal Jordan, it gained a life of its own. And now, when Hal Jordan finds Sarko, he's not going to be facing Sarko. He's going to be facing the monster that he created with the gauntlet, because the gauntlet learned from Hal Jordan. And it gained its own being, its own existence, basically. It created its own little life. Life was created because it bonded with Hal Jordan in ways where it somehow made it sentient. So it's going to be very interesting seeing Hal Jordan. The cover's misleading. This is probably going to happen in the next issue. But still, really good. Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps is definitely a strong Green Lantern book. I will say that.
Red Hood and the Outlaws, issue number 10, which is the Who is Artemis story arc, is still continuing.
Why does it say that when I see that that is Jason Todd holding himself?
Jason Todd, yeah. I'm going to get to that, actually. So, I believe it's part 3. Let me just make sure for a second. Oh, part 2. Okay. So, basically, it's Artemis who's still in shock about Akala, who is, still alive and everything after what happened and everything. And just finding her alive and everything, really shocked her. But she's still looking for the Bow of Ra. So then we get... the whole story of Jason Todd right here with the Joker. Here's some artwork, by the way. Where there's just like a whole thing that's going on when Jason Todd thought that he killed the Joker, but he actually, when you kill the Joker, you know that there's something that's going to happen. Meanwhile, we have Bizarro, who's being more of a protector of people rather than a villain, which is actually really something for Bizarro's character. And it's just the whole thing of Akala telling Artemis about the Bow of Ra and what Power of Man used the Bow of Ra and what happened afterwards of that. So now there's just a whole thing of just trying to find it and bringing the power back to whoever yields it and stuff like that. So at the end, Jason Todd story wound up killing the other Robin, or himself, I'm guessing, for that matter. Oh, whoops. And let's just say in the end, we get a little bit of who is yielding the Bow of Ra. And that might be on the lead of possibly, if not already, finding it. Continue. Next book. Really good.
Detective Comics 956. Orphan goes to town on her mom. The fight of all fights begins, and of course, Clayface ends up taking Batwoman out. We got Batwing and Azrael trying to disarm a nuke, and Batman trying to keep everything going. And I'll tell you, man, I really hate. Oh God, I forget Ulysses. I hate this kid. I hate this kid a lot, and you could tell that. What's his name? Kane, Captain Kane, Colonel Kane hates him too. That's Batwoman's father. Hates him too. And we get some really nice action in this book. We get to see Cassie just goes to town on her mom, trying to fight, not to prove that she's a better person, but to prove that good can win over evil. And then, of course, you got Ra's al Ghul who shows up. And what happens is Kate beats her mom and says, why? Why are you doing this? And she's like, you never understand. And she's like, yes, I could. And that's when Ross comes in and shoots Cass's mom. And Cass kind of loses it for a second, but Batman holds her back. And basically what happens is Ross destroys the nuke, takes the rest of the League of Shadows away where they'll be locked away forever. And it looks like all is well in the world. It's weird seeing Batwoman in a suit, but she's going to the ballet and she tries to drag Batman along with her. But we find out that Cass's mom whispered something to her in her ear. We don't know what yet. And now Batman talks about something from his past, but he's like, we need to learn. I need to go back down there. Ross used this against me, and now magic. We need to learn magic because we need to be ready because Ross used magic on me, and now we need to be 20 steps ahead. And I like how Batman warned Ross as he was leaving. He's like, you opened my eyes to something that you that now, oh God, I got to read the quote because it was so good, that quote. I want you to understand something, Ross. You've let me glimpse something here that I don't think you wanted me to see. This isn't over. And of course, the fight between Batman and Ross never ends. Ra's al Ghul and Batman's fight is that of legend, almost as legendary as him and Joker, but Joker has that little bit of an edge. So anyway, also in this book, we find out that Ross might be using the Lazarus Pit on Cassandra, on Orphan's mom, Cass's mom. So we might be seeing her again too. We don't know, but the hint that Ross dropped, yeah, I think they're gonna resurrect Cass's mom. Oh no, Ulysses crossover in the DC universe after Civil War II. Not that Ulysses, Tevye, you silly boy. It's another Ulysses, but I can't. I love that he wanted to release the virus into the underground where the League of Shadows was. And then Colonel Kane saw Batwoman and Clayface, and he's like, no. And he's like, but I can still do it. We can still, why? Just because your daughter is possibly alive, do we have to not do it? He's like, you expect us not to, just on a hunch that your daughter is going to live? And he just takes Ulysses and throws him through the chair, and he's like, yes. and he basically tells Ulysses drop the what do you call it, the nanobots. Awesome, awesome. I love Detective. Now this is normally my book, but for this month, Stephanie Brown's in the next issue. It says next issue spoiler alert. This usually is my book, but Mike's taking over because he has 4 books, and it's from the Lazarus contract. Go. Yes. I'm taking my break.
Part 1 starting of Titans issue number 11. So in this one, we're trying to find out what the Lazarus contract is all about. So we have the Titans that are trying to deal with the Ravager in the beginning of the book. And we also have Deathstroke, who's in there.
That's his son.
As well. Yeah, his son, Jericho, and all that. Meanwhile, Wintergreen comes to see him in the operation room just to, and then they explain that he's blind, for those of them who don't read Deathstroke and all that stuff. And we get all the Titans here.
So Deathstroke is still clinically completely blind?
Yes. With some nice artwork, I must say. And one of the men said that they were hired by, let me see. They were hired by the name of Lazarus to kill the Titans. And then Wally...
It was a trap to get Wally.
Yeah, so Wally was in a trap of Deathstroke's electrical stuff, so to say. And there was lots of stuff that was actually going on there that he actually gave away of all that. And as they're trying to look for him, it's going to take a little bit of time because at the end of this comic, and I think
he refuses to help.
I think Tevye is going to like seeing this one. There's another Wally West saying, "How could you be Wally West while I'm Wally West? Choose your pick. Which is the Wally West?"
Oh boy, we're going to have a big old fight over. Whoa, because Wally from the New 52 just found out that this is the Wally from the pre-New 52. So now it's like this paradox where it's like, wait, how could you be Wally West? Because I'm Wally West.
And I'll be continued next week in Teen Titans issue number 8. This book was really, really good.
Titans is really good.
So definitely some to check out if you want to begin the Lazarus contract. I think it's going to be as follows. It's going to be after this Teen Titans, Deathstroke, and then a Titans annual.
Yeah, it's going to be a Titans annual, and that's it. 4 parts. Superwoman. Well, this is the last one because I reviewed that book.
Oh, yeah.
Superwoman. So how is Lana? Lana lost her powers. So how is she going to be Superwoman again? And she talks about having these nightmares. We get a little bit of a flashback to when, Natasha was young. And it's about how John Henry was there for her and her brother when her father was in jail or doing illegal stuff. And Lana finds out that her humanity in this book is her best power. So apparently the, what was it? I want to see if this is right. Insect Queen armor, for some reason, has readings still of Lana when she wore it. So they give her the Insect Queen costume thinking that maybe it'll give her her powers back. So they put her in this chamber that pushes her to her absolute limits. And guess what? Apparently, the Superwoman powers that Lana had before she was in the suit end up translating into the suit. Somehow the suit sucked in some of Lana's Superwoman powers, and now in the suit, Lana can become Superwoman again. She gets all of her powers back. And now her nightmare becomes a dream, and we find out that her emotions are the trigger to making her Superwoman. And it turns out Zeke, who is Natasha's brother and the son of John Henry Irons' brother, who is in jail and missing, was taken and missing, and it's this person who took them, and now she ends up fighting him. She's working on raw emotions, but she finds out that her emotions are what give her emotions and her humanity are what give her her powers. Really interesting. I am reinvigorated and reinterested in seeing what is going to go on with Superwoman. Love it. Awesome stuff. I can't wait to see where Superwoman goes from here. I am now if you have not read Superwoman, go back one issue and start now. It's really on a very interesting run right now. Really liking it. And if you want, go all the way back to issue 1. It was a real pleasure to read. You thought it was Lois Lane New 52, and then it just literally swerved you, and it's like Lana is the real Superwoman, and it's awesome. This is I still wonder how can Lana still have dreams about New 52 Superman. It wasn't. If you look at her dream, it's the Superman current day. Wait a minute. How can Lana still have her powers? Didn't the New 52 Superman go away? He did, but the suit remembered when she had the power, so the powers kind of copied into the suit. Review this for Frontline, so this will be short, and then we're done for tonight. Action Comics, 979. Next issue is 980. Mongol is released from the Black Wrath Flower? I keep forgetting the damn name of that Mercy. Black Mercy? Yes, the Black Mercy Flower. Eradicator saves him. We get an awesome Lois and Clark moment where they're buying a new apartment in Metropolis because they want to move back to Metropolis. We get I got to show you guys this other scene. Mongol and the others end up finding the other part to the Chaos. I believe, not Chaos. The Oblivion Stone. But the biggest Christopher Reeve moment right here, I hope that they make this a poster one day. Anyone who saw Superman 2, and you remember the scene where Christopher Reeve's running down the alleyway and he changes into Superman.
Oh, yeah.
This gave me that Christopher Reeve feel. So we got Lois and Clark, we got Christopher Reeve, and then the Oblivion stuff, and also some of the flying scenes feel very Christopher Reeve. Also, I just feel like I'm reading Christopher Reeve in that moment. But anyway, so Hank Hansel has the other piece to the Oblivion Stone, and when you put the Oblivion Stone together, it gives you what your heart most desires. And what does Hank Hansel desire? To be Cyborg Superman once again. Now, my question is, now that that whole thing, just wait till tomorrow on Frontline Live, Tevye. All questions will be answered by Skynet himself. Yeah, probably. I would like to know how Hank Hansel remembered he was Cyborg Superman. That's the one plot hole that I hope they cover. But in the end, he makes Mongol bow down to him once again, and now there's only one other person to add to the Superman Revenge Squad, and that is Zod. Now, I will not be physically picking up Suicide Squad. However, I'll be checking it out digitally because the Eradicator is going to make an appearance in there. It's one of those ways for DC to make you pick up something you don't really want to pick up if you're not picking it up already. And since I'm not picking up physically Suicide Squad, I'm not going to pick it up now. I'm just going to read it digitally instead. That's what Comixology is for.
Yep.
So with that, that is it for this review, guys. Thank you so much for everybody who stuck with us at 1:18 in the morning. I am exhausted. I am ready for bed. I have been on a normal sleep schedule. What the hell, right? I'm going to be back on a late schedule soon, more than likely. But for right now, I'm on a normal sleep schedule, so I'm exhausted. I might pop on and play one Uno game. I've become obsessed with that on PlayStation, but that's my own personal problem.
Totally obsessed.
Till next time, though, this is Comic Frontline. You're watching this live on Comic Frontline, and first on Comic Frontline, we are your #1 source for comic-related news, reviews, and a whole bunch more. If you like this video, please, if you're new, hit that subscribe button. So this way we're in your subscription box and you don't miss out on a single video. Now, this is what I wanted to say before that. If you were not here with us live, if you're watching this post live, I would love to hear what you guys thought about all the books we reviewed in this video and more. Feel free to let us know in the comments below. Likes, dislikes, agree, disagree, recommendations. We love hearing from you guys. The comments are your guys' turn. That's your turn to tell us what you thought about the books that came out this week. This is my fidget spinner. Every person on the planet now has this. Eagle, my friend Eagle, had this before it was cool. But anyway, thank you guys so much for being here with us. If you're watching this on my channel, it's June, and we are very, very close to episode 400. So be ready for that. And if you're watching this on my channel, and this is the first time you're watching it, feel free to let us know what you thought about the books in this video. And also, a few people didn't know this. I'm only going to break character once and pretend like we're in June. This was pre-recorded. We are not behind in our comics. This was recorded on May. The date of this is it's 1 in the morning on May 16th. We started it a little bit before May 15th. We went live on May 16th, 12 a.m. But we recorded this the week it came out on Frontline. They're on time. These are going up late on my channel. That is why we're not late with our review. The video is already up on Frontline. This is being re-uploaded to my channel all the way through to 400 up to the announcement video. So this was already recorded somewhere else. I can't say that enough. Thank you all so much for being here with us live. Thank you all for watching if you're watching this post-live. And we will see you guys tomorrow night, which is, well, tonight actually, which is Tuesday night for Frontline Live. And then after that, we'll see you guys again in the next video. Yep. Take care. The day Injustice 2 has come out and the people already beat the campaign mode. Tell me about it, Alan. But we're waiting until the unlimited, full, all DLC comes out for that. Take care, everybody, and have a great night, great day, whenever you're watching this. And we'll see you guys really soon in the next video.
Yeah, everybody.
Bye, everybody.